Network marketing is definitely an industry that is no longer a secret like it used to be before. We used to think that network marketing is the best kept secret. Well, in sincerity, in all honesty, in truth, network marketing is everywhere right now. Whether you are active, whether you are a customer, it's not the thing that people say, is it one of them things? It is now just the accepted thing. But we do have a question that we're asking ourselves today. Is network marketing what it used to be? Are there things that we are to be aware of? Has something changed from what we've experienced in the last 15 years? Well, your strategic partners and I are going to dissect based on our experiences, based on what we know and we don't know. And we're going to give you a full understanding, full experienced answer about everything that we know about network marketing, so you too can put yourself in a position that you can win no matter what network marketing company you are with. This is your Strategic Partner Show. Let's go, baby.
I've been caught up since the day that we met, and you haven't seen the best of me yet. There's nothing like you and me together, and your eyes have been so hard to forget. But there's something you're trying to hide. There's something you're keeping inside. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. It don't matter how much time it takes. I just can't give up. Whoa, I just can't give up. Can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up.
All right. You already know we got to bring the crew already because it's going to be a packed session. We got right down here on my left, Tokoyo Carlton from North Carolina. Right down here, the boss lady herself, Dreamable in the house, Elizabeth Cousins. And in the corner right down there, we got the one and only Debbie Paltola Salmons with Affluence Plus. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the world wants to know, hey, is this network marketing thing still popping, still fruitful, still promising, still as it was, or has the game changed? Before we dig into today's topic, I'd love nothing more to hear from you guys. Give me something good that went down this week. Tokoyo Carlton, talk to me.
What's up, champ? Hey, listen, what's going on, fam? I'm super excited, guys. I mean, it's always amazing to be here another week. I mean, I think that's really the blessing in itself, is that we wake up and we find ourselves on this podcast talking about this incredible thing we call business. And so for me, it's already been an incredible week already. Had some good times, with my family. Then have my son who left back to Texas on Wednesday. So we're going to miss him, man. So I'm back to being by myself, man. But it's going to be okay. I'm
pretty certain you're going to get busy
right there.
Yes, sir.
But again, man, I send it back to the next one.
Love it. Debbie.
Hey, partners. Yeah, I actually can't believe it's only Wednesday. I feel like I've already done 3 weeks worth of stuff this week, right? It's been really good. But you guys know, I live on a farm as well. And so we got some weather issues up here, and we got some equipment issues. So it doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, right? You always come against issues. But that's the great thing about being an entrepreneur is, issues is just part of it, right? The solutions is where we go. And so it's been a packed week already in finding solutions, and I'm loving it.
Love it. Elizabeth Cousins, what's up?
Well, I got to be honest. I think I'm falling in love with business, with relationships, with the whole process of growing.
Man, I thought she was going to give us an exclusive there for a second.
But all right. Yo, what up?
I see what you did there. All right. That's awesome. Yes, no. Well, we're very happy for you. Obviously, a lot of good things. I saw a highlight from the Dining Divas show that you were part of last month, which is exciting. I can't wait until I see it. And just so much coming up within our sphere. And by the way, shameless plug in here, our beloved Debbie Baltola Salmons just dropped her very first I Am Dreamable modules, and it's all about financial literacy 101. And that will be live tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Good
and
stuff.
She also is the lead trainer this evening for our private community. If you are watching 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you definitely want to come and be part of the magic this evening. All right, let's talk into tonight's topic: network marketing, MLM, influencer marketing, attraction, whatever you want to call it. Everybody calls it differently, but let's just call it for what it is. It's network marketing. In the network marketing space, a lot has shifted. As a matter of fact, what I have noticed over the last 15 years that companies struggle to last more than 3-4 years maximum, right? Like in the rare companies that actually make it to 5 years, they'll change their business model. That most people that started with them, they end up going elsewhere. From that, and I see you all nodding your heads, give me some perspective from your vantage point on what is happening that network marketing is no longer what it used to be. Let's put it like this. It's becoming harder and harder to make it a career choice. It's more of like a side gig, one of my streams of income in, the need to know basis that I'm involved versus being excited, proud, happy to represent a company. What happened? What changed? Takoya, you want to take a jab at it?
Yeah, let me go real quick because listen, I got started back in 2000 in the home-based business. Well, actually 98, I joined Amway back in 98. And I remember in Amway back in 98, and then of course in 2000 when I joined a company in the legal industry, one of the things that we were taught is that you stick with one company for 10 years. It takes 10 years, right? We were taught 3 to 5 years to get to that full-time level, but we're also taught to stick 10 years to create a generational wealth, which means you got generations and generations of organizations that are built up on you. And so what I noticed and what I've seen over the last, I'm gonna say in the last 12 years, so about 2010, it started changing just a little bit. So it went from where people would stay with one company for life. Literally, they would be like, I remember being in a company in Amway and also in that legal company too as well, where people had kids and they had been with the company so long, their kids started joining the company. So that's 2 generations of a family. I noticed another time where it was 3 generations in that same company of family members who joined that company. So when we came around, there was more loyalty to the company, to the brand, and then also to the community, which means the team. So there was more loyalty to it back then. And now what you see is you see a lot of, you know what? It's like mercenaries for hire now in network marketing, right? So we noticed around about 2008, 2009, 2010, where there was this huge group of people who had made a lot of money in the industry and other companies that made big names, and the name started carrying weight. And because it carried weight, they were able to go to companies, and companies were lined up because they knew that person had the weight, the name equity, and of course, people will follow them because they would come to their company. So again, a startup company would say, hey, look, we're having struggles. We're not growing as fast as we thought. And they would bring in, let's say, a person like, let's say Ali, right? They would say Ali or maybe Debbie. They say, hey, she has an organization of 20+K representatives in this company. And then, of course, what happens is they bring this person over. And so we started that phase between 2008 to about 2012, 13, where people were literally just getting checks to go from company to company. And all they had to do was fulfill a contract, which was 6 months or 9 months, 12 months or whatever. And after that, they was off to the next person who could afford their services. Right. So again, what I started seeing was a lot of people, again, going from where it was just, hey, listen, it was a family thing. You grew up in it and you could trust that your sponsor was going to be there. Nowadays, you don't know how long your sponsor could sign you up today and sign up with someone else tomorrow. That's the type of industry that we're left with right now. And it's just crazy. And there's so much more to it, but I'm gonna leave some of it to my other partners to actually discuss too as well. But that's what I've seen in just the last few years of what's happening in network marketing, but it's so much more that's happening behind the scenes.
Solid. Debbie, what you got?
Yeah, well, I concur, of course. And just to go there as well, I was 1992 when I joined Amway, and I call it Amway University. I didn't make a dime with Amway. I actually spent about $22,000 on books and tapes and everything else. Do not regret it, not one bit. It was, Amway U, multi-level marketing U. But I see the same things Tokoyo sees, but on top of that, I'll add that in the beginning, there only was Amway, right? And they had to pave the way. And there was a lot of resistance to that. And then people started catching on that this was a really solid, viable, business model, right? So much so that they now teach it in college, by the way. They teach that in college, because it is a viable way to cut costs as a business owner that wants to get products out there and basically have a volunteer army paying you to market their products, right? Because if you're on an auto ship, you're paying them to market their products to then make an income. I love this business model, right? Because it works, and it can work for anybody that works it, right? But the other thing that I've seen a lot of is what Tokoyo's talking about. I had a mentor. He is known for company jumping. He goes, gets his fast start bonuses for everybody, goes to the next one. Exactly what Tokoyo was describing. But I think that there's more to that, because what happens is people get to a certain level, they get a little antsy. We already got entrepreneur blood in us, right? Hey, I can do my own company. Let's just go start our own company. So what you have is just tons of people starting their own network marketing company, right? And it's always, especially products. I'm sorry, guys, and I love products, and I buy them and I sell them, but it's the newest, best product, best one on the market, best one, right? And the problem is it's all getting, in my humble opinion, watered down now, because every other day there seems to be a new company with the new best product, right? And I've seen also different times where, they made it look like it was get rich quick, right? You're going to get rich quick. And so, they get people in there. And as the four of us know, there is no getting rich quick, right? You've got to work. And you've got to work hard here. And so a lot of people get disillusioned. And so then they start to get the shiny object syndrome, because they think, well, it can't be me. Yep. It's got to be the company. It's got to be the product.
The compensation.
Right. Which we know is really not accurate. And so that is one of the things that I love that we do with I Am Dreamable, is we are teaching and coaching and mentoring people to understand it's always about us, right? I remember somebody saying to my husband years ago, you could sell ice to an Eskimo, right? Well, I'm just going to tell you something. We should all want to be bought into our company and our product. But as a salesperson, you should be able to sell ice to an Eskimo.
That's right.
Right? Because the product doesn't really matter. What matters is us or you and what you're doing. So
Tokoyo and I we used to always say, give me a rock and I'll market it and I'll still make great money with it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's spot on. Elizabeth, your thoughts?
Yeah, I completely agree. Besides all of that, jumping from one company to the next, I used to do that when I didn't know better. I thought it was the company. So, and also there's a factor of, I don't know what you would call it, but the rah, the fake it till you make it, or show that you have this lifestyle. When you're really doing, then people actually find you out, so that also has to do with the leadership, the mentorship, and the coaching that you're getting from the people who you're in business with, your uplines, and as well with that, the people behind the company itself and the relationships, what kind of people they really are. I think you have to know the people that you're really working with, and not just on a one-off basis or a one-time thing. Actually put one foot in if you have to, because and another thing that I actually learned is you shouldn't operate on a friendship in business, because then people just take advantage. But I'll save that story for another time.
I'm telling you, she starts the exclusive, like she started us like I'm in love. We're like, huh? With business, with life, with the community. I'm like, oh, okay.
He definitely understands piquing one's interest.
That's 100%. She's the queen of that. Like I got beef with somebody, but I'll leave that story for another day.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Hey, real quick, one of the things that reminded me just listening to her talk, Elizabeth and also Debbie. I don't know if you guys remember Jeff Olson. You guys remember, big guy in the industry, started his own company too as well. But anyways, Jeff Olson used to always talk to us about, joining Me Too companies. A lot of the companies out here nowadays are Me Too companies, meaning it could be very easily duplicated. It's the same deal, just packaged with a different name. So there's a lot of people saying, like you said, Debbie, the biggest, greatest product. And that's why I love joining. Me personally, I love service-based companies more than I love product-based companies, even though I know product-based companies pay more in commissions, 9 times out of 10. I just love service-based companies because I know I'm getting something for the money that I'm putting in. With product-based companies, the products are diluted. Sometimes, again, I'm not saying that for every company, they're diluted, and then of course they're overpriced. And sometimes, again, you end up with all this stuff, like they say, garage certified. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right? You become garage certified because you got all this inventory coming in on these monthly auto ships every month, and you start stacking this stuff up in your garage, and then it gets old. And if you take it, your hair falls out like mine did. But the whole thing is simply that there's a lot of stuff going on out there that's a lot of Me Too stuff. Like right now, the big Me Too right now is getting into the forex, getting into the trading. Everybody, I don't care if it's a product-based company, a service-based company, somehow they're trying to figure out how we could pay in crypto. Oh, we're part of the movement, right? Or hey, listen, we got the newest, greatest, crypto company, or the newest, greatest forex. Everything's a Me Too there, and everybody's got the best things, the automation, all this stuff, and it's really the same thing, right? Everybody's trying to do the same thing.
It is the same market after all.
Way. Exactly. So that's what I think, man. I just think there's a lot of Me Too stuff out there right now. And I believe that because I remember back in the early 2000s when people started doing the affiliate marketing, and I used to look at them like, I'm gonna build a team because I want to build leverage. And then I would see friends of mine who got tired of the whole building teams and starting over from scratch and starting over. People come, quit, whatever. And they would go to affiliate marketing and they will make a ton of money because they learn how to, again, what we teach here is basically branding themselves, right? Building a brand, and then the brand itself allows them to sell their services, their trainings, their whatever have you, to build a huge business. What would take us thousands of people to make what they make in a month, right? Just by themselves, just by making a post.
Yeah.
You see, so that's changed a lot too because of the belly to belly that we grew up on, talking to people. You had to be able to sell ice to an Eskimo back when we came in.
That's right.
We didn't have all the other stuff. We had a business card. That was about it. And we had VHS tapes to hand out in public, like walk around with. We called them bricks.
Yep.
Remember that?
I sure do.
Like, how many bricks did you give out today? Right? Big old VCH. But anyways, that's old school. We're going down memory lane now. But but the whole thing is evolved from there. Now that brands are become the new way to market your business, and some are better at it than others. So you see a lot of people who done very well online because they built a huge brand, and they're able to just command people to go out and join their team, command people to buy their products, their services, just because they learn how to build their brands. And that's what I love about our company, is because we're helping people to learn how to become businessmen and businesswomen instead of getting out into a network marketing company and people trying to get you to be outside of yourself. A lot of people who join these companies aren't business professionals, right? Their mom and pop, they have a job, they go to 9 to 5, never even thought about having a business. And here we are sharing with them an opportunity to make money. And of course, they don't know to start. They don't know about taxes. They don't know about all this stuff. That's what hit me the first couple years. I didn't know anything about taxes, and I got beat upside the head by Uncle Sam. Paid money and didn't pay taxes. But But the whole thing is that there's no education on how to become a businessman or woman and to promote yourself. And back then we were just promoting the company. And it was in 2000, I think 6 or 7, where I realized to start promoting myself instead of the company, because companies come and go. And if you're branding yourself to a company and everybody knows you as that company, and then when that company goes away, it could be a bad thing as far as growth and going to the next thing. So you don't want to ever be so branded.
I'd love to jump on the bandwagon if you.
I can't let you, man. It's my turn. No, go ahead.
Yes. I love it.
You literally there's one piece that is extremely relevant to bring to light in here. And Tokoya mentioned that there are a lot of people that they figure out how to make money as a network marketer. And then they move to affiliate marketing, and maybe eventually they think about starting a company. Now, I'm not taking a dig or a jab on anybody that wants to start a network marketing company. The challenge or the beef that I have is that sometimes you have no business to be in a CEO of a company, right? Like you are a great network marketer. You know how to build an audience, right? Great that you may be a great financier. You may be a great trader. You may be great, whatever that is, right? A fitness coach. That does not automatically qualify you for the school of hard knocks called entrepreneurship. See, what I do know is if you are to build a company, truly to develop the business, you got to understand that there are many fundamentals that you must master in order to be the chief, chief executive officer. Essentially, you have to be dangerous enough in every single area to be able to put the right people in the right place and manage and maneuver, their skill sets where they belong. What I've seen in many startup companies, whether in my early days as a consultant or, up to recently, is you get somebody who confuses the idea of building a company with the idea of I know how to make money as a networker. And that's where things go wrong, right? Because you get somebody who's really good at making money, thinking just because I have money, I can build a conglomerate of an organization. What that person is blinded by, a little bit of ego, a little bit of cynicism along the way, but it's ignorance. You have a sense of ignorance to legalities that may be hitting you and everybody who's believing in you. You have ignorance of budgeting that may be hitting you and everybody that's around you. You have ignorance of proper marketing and everybody that's around you. And I can go on and on and on and on to every single department. So if I were, and I definitely don't want to, and I'm far from having this desire, but if I were to start a network marketing company myself, I would not start it as, okay, we got a product, we got a compensation plan to call. You want to be number one? Because this is what most do. And as we make money, we'll hire some more people. As we make money, we'll build the infrastructure. As we make money, we'll upgrade our compensation plan. We'll upgrade our back office. And what you are doing is you're saying, hey, honey, will you marry me? I just got a break. And as our marriage moves on, we'll build another brick on this wall. And hopefully we'll have a roof above our head. And hopefully the foundation doesn't sink in. And that is the dangerous part about what is happening nowadays. Back in the day, I believe, early days, and I've been in business for 15 years and good 11 years were in the network marketing space. There were truly entrepreneurs who took the time and money and invested on learning and implementing the same foundations of building a traditional business as they had in the network marketing organizations like the ACNs, the Modere, the Amway, Herbalife, whatever company you like to poke on, make fun of, that company is still here because they implemented basic business fundamentals and it became advanced Fortune 100 business fundamentals.
Legacy companies.
And they still operate with that rule of doing it the right way, right? You notice companies, again, any of those old school companies, till this day, they still use the same formula. They don't just drop a product. It takes them a year of research and development, a year worth of, educating themselves, error and trial internally, quietly. And then they'll bring in a handful of their leaders. Hey, we're going to have something new, NDA, you're going to try it. And then they expose it to the internal, hey, only the field can be customers. And then 3 months later, you can go ahead and do it with the mass. So it takes a year. Now it's like, hey, we got a new product. We're dropping it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
you know, it's so crazy. You know, it's so
Yeah.
crazy when you said that. It reminded me from back in the Prepaid Legal days, which is the legal company I was a part of back in the day. I remember Harlan Stonecipher, which, passed away, RIP, Harlan Stonecipher, just an amazing man. Harlan Stonecipher, his thing was because he built his company the right way from, brick by brick there in Ada, Oklahoma, right? Either way you spell the name is Ada. So he built it brick by brick, and he never wanted to mess up his brand. Here's what he did. Whenever there was something new that they wanted to introduce, the corporate came up with something, hey, we need to bring something else or add something else. He did it in a marketplace that was not in his local place. So it's kind of like the NBA, right? So he would say, hey, listen, I'm going to send it over here. We're going to try it out in, let's say, Nebraska. We're going to run this in Nebraska and see how it plays out in the marketplace so that the whole company as a whole wouldn't get messed up. And we all kind of, like you said earlier, chase the shiny object. So y'all know how it is. A company comes out with a new product to kind of breathe breath back into the company. That's really what the new product's usually for, is to breathe breath and life back into the company. He would say, you know what? I'm not going to chance our company because we have this solid product that we've been running with for 30 plus years, right? Using the same play, same running back, same quarterback, right? Using the same play as Ali said earlier. And that's been their calling sign right now, is they use the same playbook year after year, and they make very subtle changes over time. They make very subtle changes in the comp plan. So no one's complaining about the comp plan changing constantly and people getting, taken out of money, or, the company's making more money because they, did this and this, that. So that's the whole thing. Companies who are legacy companies, they do it the right way. These guys who are starting companies, as Ali said, with no experience, they just were big names in the industry, had a lot of money. And so they got some people to back them, started a company, but had no clue on how to run that company. They just went after the biggest leaders they can go out there. And like I said earlier, bankroll leaders to come over to bring organizations. So they basically had a company overnight. But with that, there's no loyalty in this industry no more. And I think to me, that's the saddest part to me when I look at a lot of companies, friends of mine and companies I've been a part of over the last few years, is how the community has changed. I remember just going up in the early days, and I know I'm being long-winded today, guys, but just going up in the early days.
You're being long-winded?
Huh?
You're being long-winded today?
Yeah. That's what I do.
Just today?
Man. Yeah. Man, come on. It's either me or you. Come on. So the whole thing is that I just remember where we built family. And the reason I think that was because, right now, we've gotten away from PBRs. I think that was really what kept a lot of companies together.
I can't believe you just said PBR.
I had to. Private business receptions. That's what kept businesses together. That's what kept teams together. That's why people didn't move as much as they did, because they felt a part of something. They were able to, shake hands with a leader, sit in the living room. The leader would travel from home to home, from living room to living room. And of course, you meet people's babies. You watch them grow up. Think about that, Debbie. Think about all the companies you went to, and you watched their kids. You remember when they were babies, like now they graduated, and you still had that relationship with them because that's what was built. And now, because of this online thing, I think, and then of course, COVID jacked it up a little bit too as well. People stopped going to the living rooms as much when COVID happened. So a lot of companies that were relying on the living room did get affected a little bit, and they kind of pivoted over to the Zooms and things of that nature. But I still think if we can still have a little bit of that, because we can have Zooms and you can have people all across the country on there and all that stuff, but there's no in the living room. There's no camaraderie built. There's no
Can I be honest with you though? I ain't gonna come back anytime soon.
Oh, I know it ain't, but I'm just saying that's what I
we
think
move away from, and they don't come back.
I think is affecting the whole industry as a whole, and why it's kind of disappearing.
I'll tell you this, Takoya, and then you tell me, and you guys tell me what you think. Does the company though itself has some kind of responsibility to the lack of loyalty that you were talking about, because loyalty goes both ways, right? I know, we were part of, Yup, like as an entrepreneurial community, and one of the things that we heard all the time, loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. I mean, especially the private Zooms that we would have as an executive team with the leaders, we would hear all the time, I just need you guys to be loyal. If you're loyal to me, I got your back. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. And boy,
That's a tough one.
We went sometimes like, I know I had to give up 6 figures worth of commissions, out of, hey, I'm going to just do my part of being loyal and getting your back and fix this infrastructure, or fix this or fix that. And then we'll handle it in the future. And it backfired, right? Like, we're to the point that I became a little scarred. Like, no, I'm not going to be loyal to you at this point. It's business. It's not friendship, it's business, right? So I genuinely believe that a company, I'll give you an example, right? And this is gonna be somewhat controversial, so brace your ears, anybody. See, that's a cliffhanger. Before we go into that, I just want to remind everybody, I am .media right now. You can go ahead and you can enroll for an average of $1.50. You are going to have, by the way, we've hit over 100 videos in our modules, which is very, very exciting. And tonight, Debbie Paltola Salmons is going to have her debut video series on financial literacy 101, and she's going to be giving us a little bit of a resume of it tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our active members. So you definitely want to take advantage. And for our community, it's going to be off the chains. Okay, let's talk about what may be a little bit controversial. You have companies now that are putting people in what we call the golden handcuffs. Like where you got non-competes, you got non-disclosure agreements, you got non-this, non-that, that you cannot, and by the way, just for anybody, this is the controversial part. It means garbage. It means crap. And here's why. So if you sign a non-disclosure agreement, the signee and the signer have to both be in the same actual state of jurisdiction where that is being fulfilled. So if Takoya Carlton, you are CEO of a company, and then you send me a non-disclosure or a non-compete, yeah, I'll sign it and I will honor it as long as we are on the same exact, we're working together. But if my position, like I left and I resigned officially the proper way and whatnot, like I can be like, peace out and do whatever else. Now, within reasons, of course, like you can't go and tore a network down and think that you can get away with it. There are certain, but as far as I can't tell you, Tokoyo, hey, I'm in health and wellness in this company and I'll put you in non-compete. You can never join another health and wellness company for 3 years. Otherwise I'll sue you for $500,000. Unless you are in New Jersey or I am in North Carolina with a notary public that is officially that is null. And I say that because many people get terrified, scared, afraid. They are put in jail, being told, yeah, can't talk about me, or you can't do anything anywhere else. I'm going to sue you. And people have no choice because of their ignorance. And they say, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. So just make sure, like those are certain things that will put somebody in an unease situation where they start feeling this company just tricked me, played me, and I have to now play, their puppet and keep my head down and say nothing. So that comes with the territory of why would I be loyal to you while you're not loyal to me? How can I take care of you if you're not willing to take care of me? How can I go all out for you if you can't go all out for me? So it's a two-way street when you talk about loyalty and you talk about community. I want to brag about a network marketing company if I join it, but I want to make sure that network marketing company is bragging about me just as much. I want to be celebrated and highlighted if you want me to celebrate and highlight you, network marketing company. It is a mutual relationship that has to be taking place of. Otherwise, loyalty is not a one-way street. I don't, that's at least how I feel about it. And it put a lot of people, and I would even willing to put 99% of the people who are branding themselves and not talking about a companies because they were in a bad spot. Yep. Got screwed, embarrassed, and no longer want to be in that position. And they are in the same spot. In other words, they're like, until you get my back fully, MLM company, I'm not willing to claim you as my, company or whatever it may be. I don't know what you guys.
And I agree. I agree 100%. It has to go back and forth. And, you know, we all know, we know what we just experienced. And the one thing is I am as loyal as they come. And, you know, but break that symbiotic relationship with your lack of loyalty, and I'm going to step way back. And in complete honesty, I'm still healing from that. And luckily that, you know, I had and been coached with Ali and learned about branding myself, because I don't want to do that anymore. That's exactly what Ali said. I have got to see the loyalty come back before I'm going to put myself so far out there for you. Right. And I want to go backwards for a minute because I love to do this to Ali because he likes to learn these new little sayings. But, you know, when you were talking about the companies, you know, and they, you know, let's just go, right? I got a product, let's go. In New England, we call that putting the horse before the cart.
Yes, I get it. I officially get one. I get it.
Yeah, but I'm going to say it in my New England accent. The horse before the cart. Okay?
If you said it that way, I have no idea what you just said. But
So yeah, and so that's what I think we see a lot of happening, and I actually have a friend that I'm cautioning, right? You can't just go hang a shingle out, right? Here I am. There's a lot of work to be done behind the scenes. I'm going to tell you right now, that's why I went from traditional business to network marketing, because I didn't want to have to call my lawyer, find out all the legalities. I didn't want to know about shipping. I didn't want to know about that's all of that stuff, right? That a good, solid network marketing company will do correctly for you. Yeah. But it should be done, like you say, not the horse before the cart. That needs to be done before the company goes out. It's already danger and red flags, right? If that stuff isn't being done. But I know personally, when you know, perhaps trust and believe in somebody, you can get that swayed a little bit, right? You can have that belief in a person, which is good. But business and friendship are definitely two different beasts, completely.
Let me ask you guys a question, and I'll start with Elizabeth with this one. Do you automatically identify or label or recognize a network marketing representative as an entrepreneur?
No, I wouldn't, from all that I've learned. No, because literally as soon as you take out your credit card, I mean, some people call themselves entrepreneur just because they joined the business. That's not an entrepreneur. It's putting the work in with the hope of making something in the future, with your investment, with actually doing something. So you have to make sure you know what you're doing. Actually, one thing I wanted to throw out there, I wanted to ask the question and put it out there. What is loyalty? Because sometimes we get brainwashed to think loyalty is sticking with someone no matter what, but it's business. We have to look at the facts, you know, and pay attention to the red flags. So I think that's really important.
Right.
I think Elizabeth's got somebody that she's taking a dig at. I don't know. And Takoyo, just so you know, Amway is gonna be coming for you. You said some things earlier, man. I'm just kidding.
Nah,
we love you, Amway. We love you, Amway. Yeah, so Takoyo, do you identify a network marketing representative automatically as an entrepreneur?
I don't identify anyone as an entrepreneur, whether it's brick and mortar or whatever, until they start making profits. Until you start having money coming in and your business is duplicating, then I believe you're an entrepreneur at that point, because now you're making money and you're not. Let me see how I say this. If I'm at a job, I get paid for the services that I do. If I have a business, I get paid. I don't get paid for the services that I do. I get paid when the services are bought, or someone is joining a team, or overrides from someone else selling a service.
Correct.
So when that happens, then I am a business now at that point, because now my business is actually creating dividends, creating money, its product is being moved, that's a business. Correct. Regardless of however you want to say it, whether it's $5, $10 a month, $100 a month, you own a business when you start making money from a business, right? Or doing some type of business, right? If I went and started let's say my man Gary V does the yard sale deal, right? He's showing people how to take $100 and flip that into a $3,000. Well, he's showing people how to what? Start a business, right? He's showing people that, hey, listen, if you go out here to these yard sales, you're going to find some great deals. You take that $100, let's say $10 or whatever, you buy a cup, the cup, look up and see how much it's worth. Sell that cup for, $13. You're now in profit mode. You see what I'm saying? So I believe once you get in profit, meaning you're making money, right? Whether you're whether it's a loss or not, because you can go start a business, let's say a franchise, a Subway for, let's say $60,000. You're not making a profit yet because you're in debt $60K, right? And you still got to have employees. You got to pay rent and lease and electricity and food and inventory and all that stuff. So yeah, you're not making any money yet, but you're actually producing, which will create a business which is going to make a profit. So again, I just think that, again, as long as you're making money and you're selling whatever it is that you're marketing, you're a business at that point. Now, operating as a legitimate business, meaning you're doing your taxes and all, that's a whole nother conversation. But actually having profits come in is a business.
My goodness, I love it. Debbie, your thoughts on the relationship of network marketer and entrepreneur?
I would say I absolutely do not think that a network marketer is an entrepreneur until they get to work. When they pull out their credit card and they buy a product, they're a customer. I don't care if they click the box as an affiliate. I don't care, whatever it is, until they start working to create an income. I don't look at them as an entrepreneur. A business, absolutely. Okay. I mean, I because you are doing something, you are working towards, right? Mm-hmm. I had my clothing store for 5 years. I made money, right? But I didn't go in profit. I still ended up losing, but I was doing everything that an entrepreneur and a business owner did, right? I mean, from, buying and selling and all of it, right? So profit only makes you a successful entrepreneur or a profitable entrepreneur. But just, buying a product and clicking a box means absolutely nothing until you start to do something.
Love it.
I concur.
I concur. What do you guys think if we were to talk to somebody about, hey, here's what you should expect in the next 3 years in network marketing? What is your vision of it? As an entrepreneur yourself, as an advisor, as a coach. I'll go first just to make it easier for you guys to take a minute to think about it for the next 3 years, right? And before I even do, I just want to remind everybody, $1.50 a day. I Am Dreamable is available to you right now. And the good news about it is you're going to have access to right now about 100 videos on anything business development, personal development, you name it, you think of it, sales, marketing, identity, you're going to find it. But tonight, Debbie Peltola-Salmons is debuting her video series, Financial Literacy 101, which is dropping tonight. And she will be training at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you a preview to it, which you do not want to miss if you're a part of our community. So go to iam.media, click on Academy, and you too will be part of our community. Here's what I will tell if somebody is entering the network marketing space. You are the boss.
Right.
Do your homework. Every network marketing company wants you. That's called leverage. The problem is many individuals are not educated on what network marketing is and or can be. They don't comprehend the thought of being an entrepreneur, and they're putting themselves in an emotional high for a short period of time. But if you just were to understand that it is a business and it still requires business fundamentals, I think you're going to do very well. Also, I would advise that person, don't anticipate more than 3 years of a run, not for the company that is going to be out of business, but for you. In other words, you have those 3 years to really go hard and take advantage of a run that could change your life forever. But you have to be ready, not for an exit, but just for an upgrade. See, one thing that I understood, thank God, in the recent years is I had a very solid run. But instead of me just settling for, oh, well, we're making money now, I can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, I went and I doubled down and I said, okay, it's time to start a podcast. It's time to write an audiobook. It's time to start a show. It's time to start an executive team. It's time. And I just kept on upgrading. And I'm continuing to do that right now because of a run that I've had a couple of years ago, right? So you, I believe, are to have a strategic partner. How you doing? We're your strategic partners. Have a strategic partner work with you to create that 3-year run, to create that game plan and implement basic fundamentals that you two can take advantage of whatever network marketing company that you may be with or go into right now. Heck, I'll even give you my last 3 pieces. And these are the 3 things that I tell every single person to choose the right network marketing company. The very first one is this. If there was no compensation plan, would you still buy the product or the service? See, if you say, no, I would not, you're in the wrong company. If there was no compensation plan, would you still pay that monthly subscription or auto ship or whatever that may be? If you said yes, right on, you have the perfect product. You can leverage this. You can use this. You can eat this, right? You can do whatever you want with it because you know its value. Therefore, you don't have to market it. You just have to document it. So there's a difference between marketing and documenting. Number 2, of knowing if you are part of the right network marketing company, are you experiencing exponential financial growth? And I don't judge that with a week or a month. 90 days. If you give yourself 90 days and you look back, do you see your check going up? Even if from $1 to $10 to $20, but is it going up? If it is not, you are to have a conversation with that support team leader that says, this is the best company ever. Everybody's making money. We're all succeeding. Everybody's rank advancing. And you got to say, hey, I get it. I'm so excited. Can you show me what I am doing wrong and take me under your wing so I can achieve those things that you're telling me? Now, I warn you and I caution you, dear viewer and listener, they're going to call you out and say, well, you have to do X, Y, and Z, and you better be ready to do it, right? The third piece, and by the way, if you're not experiencing exponential growth, you're either are not in alignment with the company or the company is not the right company for you. But if you have that conversation with the upline sponsor support team leader, I promise you, you're going to get clarity. You're going to get certainty. And of course, your work will be the consistent concept with 3 C's. Last but not least, to know if you are and or with the right company for you in a network marketing space, and this is going to hurt, are your leaders as invested in you as you are invested in their business? See, you pay that auto ship once a month. You do put, the work. You show up in every webinar. You show up in every training. You do all these different things, right? You are so invested. You show up to every regional event, every convention. When was the last time that support team leader reached out to you and say, hey, how you doing? Individually, not in a group text saying there's a Zoom coming out tonight. See, you got to ask yourself a question. Why doesn't that person see me as their next $1 million earner? Now, that doesn't mean that it's the wrong person or the wrong company. That just means that you are to have a conversation with that person and let them know straight up, hey, I am the reason you're going to make $1 million in the next 3 years. And I need you to treat me like your next $1 million earner because I have the goods. And there's nothing or no one that will defy that thought, but I need you to prove it. And they're either going to say, right on, me and you are going to go all in, or they're going to do the traditional network marketer answer. And that is, you ready? Well, listen, you just got to put more effort. You got to have another meeting and just call me when you need me for a 3-way call. What they just did is get rid of you and not see any value within you, which tells you exactly what you need to know. So those are my 3 pieces. And with that, I'd like to definitely go into one of our 2 segments today. And a motivational moment is coming up next in 30 seconds or so. But before we do, please remind yourself, remember, iam.media is available to you, and we're only upgrading, adding so much more. And we are launching some new programs, which I'm just going to leave it as a cliffhanger for you for another conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, Takoya Carlson has been a trainer, speaker, coach, mentor, business owner, doing very, very well for himself consistently, repeatedly over the year. And today, he covers a topic that we all love, and it's called a motivational moment, just so you can get your Wednesday to operate the proper way. Mr. Takoya Carlson, take it away, boss.
Hey, what's going on, fam? Hey, listen, real quick. I'm limited on time right now, so I want to really make sure we hit home with some stuff. I've got 5 truths that need to be heard today. So 5 things that you need to hear today. The first thing is God has a plan for your life, right? Number 2, you are here for a reason. So whatever you're going through, guys, understand it's for a time or a reason, right? That's the thing. You have to understand you're going through it for a reason or a season. Understand that. Number 3, you can make a difference in the lives of others every single day just by doing the right thing, just by smiling, just by lifting someone else up. So again, guys, you can do the right thing and make a difference in other people's lives just by doing the right thing. So again, number 4, you have what it takes. So again, don't belittle yourself. Understand that, again, someone's looking at you, wishing they were where you are right now. So again, even though you feel stuck, even though you feel like you're in a place where you're stagnant, you can't see any growth happening, or you don't feel fulfilled, guys, understand there's someone out there right now who's saying, I can't wait to get where he or she is. So again, guys, you have what it takes. All you have to do is just turn it up a notch. There's 1 degree between hot water and steam. Number 5, you are loved. Understand that no matter how long you feel, you are loved. Someone loves you, right? Someone will be there for you. You just have to be the one to reach out, guys. They don't know unless you care, unless you share. I'm sorry. But again, guys, with that, those are 5 truths you need to hear today. And I just want to kind of put that out there real quickly so all our other guests can say their roles too as well. Amazing, amazing. I love you guys. You are loved and you have what it takes. I'm ready to see what happens.
Wait, no, something is wrong. You didn't say it. I see you at the top, over the top. Okay. Like what's happening? Something is cut. Repeat the whole thing. Hey, you gotta give us love, Mr. Takoya.
All right, guys. So here's the thing, guys. And with that, it's been a pleasing pleasure. I look forward to seeing you guys at the top, from the top, over the top. Take care, take charge, and we'll talk to you soon.
That's right. What I'm talking about. Just so you know, we wait for that part. Like that's like the mic dropper, and you did the whole performance, the whole concert, and you were like, "Good night," and walked away. We're like, "What just happened?" You confused us all. That was amazing. We're so grateful for you, boss. Debbie, I know that you have a whole session of training tonight, so we're going to reserve you and reserve your voice for that because of your greatness. Yes. But Elizabeth, I'd love for you to share any final thoughts and give any advice for that rookie person that is getting into the network marketing space, knowing that you've experienced a thing or two in the network marketing space as early as it has been for you. So if you don't mind sharing with our viewers.
Oh, yeah. So one of the biggest takeaways that I think we should get from this is about relationships. You know, even Takoya just spoke about love. You know, you want to be around people who, despite you bringing the dollars, right? Ali mentioned it. When you speak to that coach or mentor, and that's someone you need in your life, you need to make sure that they care about you deep inside and not just the dollars that they bring. So test people, make sure that they're right for you, and watch out for the red flags. And that's all for now.
Watch out for the red flags, indeed. Well, I will tell you this as final remarks for this evening. Network marketing can be a beautiful career. I mean, I can tell you each and every one of us right now has made healthy income, exciting opportunities that have come. And what I will tell you is it's all about alignment. I've given you my 3 ways that I identify if this is the right company, the right journey, the right path for me. And God only knows. I've joined a few network marketers in my career, and 90 days later said, nope, this is not it. I usually give 90 days for the company. Yep. And I realized this just doesn't feel right. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. You got to trust your gut. You gotta demand respect. You gotta demand support. It is not a privilege. You know, that person that is making $1 million a year in the network marketing company is because you're paying that monthly subscription, because your volume is flowing up. So it is a privilege for that person to have you in their organization. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes we allow people to take advantage of their greatness, which is amazing. That's what we work so hard for, right? But when somebody loses their sense of humility, their sense of servitude, they are to sit their butt down because they just no longer belong. And unfortunately, in a very marketable industry, social media driven industry, everyone is rich, everyone is great, everyone has it all figured out, and a lot of people play really, really, really well. I just worry many times on the masses that blindly follow individuals.
Yes.
Be very, very aware of your own greatness. I'm not telling you there's anything wrong with a follower, because to be a great leader, you have to be a great follower, right? You can never be the captain in the field unless you are the captain in the bench, just so you know. So I'm all okay with being a follower to the right person. And the right person has to have certain core values that are aligned with mine. So be selfish with your thinking process. Be selfish with your evaluation. Take your time and find the right company for you, because that company doesn't say, "Wow, man, I just hope Debbie doesn't leave. I just hope Debbie doesn't leave. What if Debbie drops?" The company's going to move on with or without you, or they're going to fall to the ground with or without you. So make sure that you are not a victim of your own emotional high about a company. Hype is real. Marketing is real. And what I do know about you, you are even more real than anything that there is. Trust yourself, trust your greatness, and I promise you, whatever you choose, whatever network marketing company, they always have a top earner. You just have to find the right one for you.
Yes.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. With that, we love you and appreciate you so, so much. For those of you who are within our community, we'll see you at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who are not, I'm going to cut your internet off if you're not part of our community. Could you imagine if I had that power? Join us, IM.media, and you can be part of the madness just like we are. We love you and appreciate you. Hey, tell them peace out, everybody.
Peace out.